Hello and greetings from Northern California. My name's Bill Sundstrom, and I'm a professor of economics at Santa Clara University in the Leavey School of Business. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Leavey School of Business Community Fellows program we run here that we're very proud of with undergraduates as part of the AJCU Commitment to Justice in Jesuit Higher Education Conference. And I wish we could all be meeting in person, but anyway, I can tell you a little bit about our program. First of all, let me acknowledge the team that works on this program. The founder and lead coordinator of the program is Jackie Schmidt-Posner, who's a professor of practice in the Leavey School. And we're also joined by Brenda Versteeg, who works out of our undergraduate business programs office as the director for professional development and social justice. And we together facilitate this program. What is the Leavey School of Business Community Fellows program? The crux of it is that it's a year-long paid internship for undergraduate juniors and seniors at a local community organization. It's restricted to business majors, and we currently have 10 students working in the program this year. In addition, there's a co-curricular seminar that accompanies the year-long internship throughout the year. So that's the bare bones. What are the details? The internship puts the students in their placement organizations for 8 to 10 hours per week, paid over the 30 weeks of our 3 quarters. We're on a quarter system here at Santa Clara. It's been an on-site program in the roughly 1 decade of its existence up until COVID, of course, and currently the students are working remotely at their fellowships, as are most of the organizations, of course. The fellows work very closely with an assigned supervisor at the organization, and we've built up a long-standing relationship with a number of the supervisors at our partner organizations, and I'll say a little bit more about that in a couple minutes. And you can see there the list of our program partners this year. We have some that are local nonprofit organizations of varying sizes and types, and then we also place some of our fellows in a couple of offices of the city of San Jose, including the mayor's office and the Office of Economic Development. What do the fellows do at their internships? Well, the big component of it is community engagement of various sorts. So in the city, some of our students have been administering small business grant programs, monitoring homeless encampments in the city, etc. They also sometimes do research and advocacy work for their organizations. They might conduct and develop surveys, do report writing, and make presentations both internally and externally on a variety of topics of interest to the organizations. Some of them also engage in event planning and delivery for things like celebrations and fundraising, always important for these kinds of organizations. Social media campaigns and website development, something in particular that our marketing majors in the business school are well suited to. And sometimes they're engaged in education and training activities, for example, with Cristo Rey High School, which we work with, or maybe college readiness programs with the Hispanic Foundation of Silicon Valley. The seminar runs concurrently with the internship for the entire academic year, 3 academic quarters. It's a 1-unit seminar, so not super intensive. And the main goal of the seminar is really to support intentional learning from this in-depth internship experience. And the students develop a learning plan and engage in regular meetings and reflection about their experience and share their experiences with their fellows. We also try to provide academic background on the economic and social context of Silicon Valley, and this is really where, in addition to the work they're doing, we bring in a lot of the issues related to justice, social justice, racial justice in our region. And we also engage in various activities of professional development, helping the students think in an intentional way about their careers, how they're going to engage themselves civically when they move past Santa Clara University, and things of that nature. Another important feature of the seminar is just community building among the fellows, and this has really been, of course, important during the very isolating times of the coronavirus when we've all been separate, meeting on Zoom, and it's been nice to see the students have a regular group of fellows that they can interact with on a roughly weekly or bi-weekly basis. Recently, the Seminar was approved for the experiential learning and for social justice requirement in our undergraduate core curriculum, so students also can benefit from that. Here's a few examples of some seminar sessions that we've run over the past couple of years. We frequently draw on the organizational supervisors to come and visit our sessions and highlight their own personal career paths. How did they end up in doing this kind of nonprofit or governmental work? What expertise do they bring to the organizations that they work in? We've had, as I think I mentioned, sessions on the economic and social context, especially of Silicon Valley, where economic inequality is a tremendously great problem and is easy to forget about when you are in the sort of business world moving into the tech sector. We've had sessions this year on the Latinx population of Silicon Valley. Of course, the whole COVID pandemic has been a huge concern for everyone, and we've had some interesting discussions of how the organizations have been responding to that and things like vaccine distribution. We've talked about anti-racism work in the context of nonprofits, but of course, those are very general concerns in the business world as well. And some of the assignments that the students have been engaged in include short readings to prepare for discussions. They also have to put up a few blog posts over the course of the year, reflecting on their experience. You can get access to those at our website. I'll tell you about in a second. Sometimes their assignments might involve interviewing their supervisors or other colleagues at their placement organization about some issue of concern. What's the impact of the program? Obviously, the impact falls on several different participants. For sure, the fellows, these undergraduate business students, it really is a powerful experiential learning experience in community engagement with a real emphasis on service and social justice. Many of our business majors are quite career-oriented, but these are students who have a real passion for getting out there and doing good work in the community, and we hope that they'll develop a kind of lifelong interest in that engagement wherever their careers may take them. At the same time, they're applying and strengthening the business skills that they're learning in their coursework and engaging in valuable professional development. And finally, becoming better citizens, civic awareness, and a real appreciation for some of the policy issues that impact the local community. The organizations benefit greatly from this. The university pays 2/3 of the salaries for the fellows, so they are, in that sense, an efficient source of real labor and real contributions to the organizations over the course of a 30-week commitment. So it's not just a sort of quick immersion. They are in there and they're often treated very much like fellow colleagues within the organizations for the year they're there. And these are often organizations that are understaffed, they're really stretched thin, and we find that they come back year after year eager to get some of the best and brightest of our undergrad business majors, and especially students who bring skills that some of their colleagues may have limited experience or training in, such as social media or quantitative analysis. And finally, last but not least, contributions to the community, tremendous impact, we think, on the constituencies and clients that these various organizations serve here in the Valley. What are the secrets to our success? If you're going to try to replicate this program, perhaps at your school, what really makes it work well? First of all, it is high engagement, high impact program. It is a 30-week program, 10 hours a week. So these students are really getting in there and becoming valued members of their organizations. As I mentioned, the supervisors play a really key role here. So the supervisor-fellow relationship goes beyond kind of a boss-supervisor relationship to one where the supervisors become really important mentors to our students and role models, as well as friends. And we have supervisors who have been returning year after year as ongoing partners in the program. There is always some turnover as people come and go in these organizations, but by and large, we have a very sort of stable set of folks that we work with, and they are really valuable partners. Careful selection and matching of the students with the organizations is crucial, and we have a rather elaborate process for identifying the applicants who will fit best with various organizations, including interviews with the supervisors when we go through the selection process. The co-curricular seminar is really important, both for the community building element to help the students reflect with each other on the experiences, but also to provide all that important background information and professional development activities. And I would say we've taken a real attitude that the program, although at this point pretty well developed, is always a work in progress. We're continually looking for ways to improve and experiment. We mix up the seminar every year, depending on what's going on, what's the context politically and socially. And we're eager to get feedback, of course, from our partner organizations on how we can best make that work for them as well. A program like this has its challenges. It's a complex program with many moving parts. So it's not something you can sort of build in a day. It really has evolved over a period of years. And by now we feel pretty confident it's working well, but it is a lot of work to juggle all the different moving parts. It is expensive, as you can imagine, since we fund 2/3 of the wages of the students. The organizations are asked to kick in 1/3. It ends up being a fair amount of money per student. We think it's worth it. It's a very rich experience, but we have to struggle to come up with internal and external budget sources every year. The scalability of a program like this is pretty limited. We, first of all, only have so much bandwidth to run it as the facilitators of the program. And in addition to that, there's only so many organizations and students that can be a really good match for this sort of thing. So it is going to probably continue to be a somewhat modest, but very high impact program. And sustainability is always a concern, both from the financial point of view, but also making sure that we have a stable facilitation over the years from one year to the next within the business school. Needless to say, we view all these challenges as surmountable and think the program is well worth the effort. Here's a recent Zoom session with our current fellows and one guest, as well as us facilitators. And that's about all I have to say in this very short format. If you want to get more information, you're more than welcome to get in touch with us. You can certainly visit our website. There's a lot of information there about the process, the current fellows, what they're doing in their placement organizations. So there's the link for that. And feel free to contact any one of us, my colleagues, Jackie and Brenda, or myself at one of the email addresses there. We love the program and we'd love to talk about it with you. So thank you for your attention and enjoy the rest of the conference.